What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite, and welcome back to Rebuilding Everton. Today we have Middlesbrough and Reading in the championship. Middlesbrough are currently sitting third in the table. We are currently 13 points clear of Stoke with 9 games left to go. So we've got a pretty good lead, but it's not infallible lead. If we struggle, we can throw this lead away. But based on our form so far, I don't think that's going to happen. Second game, Reading, they're currently 7th place, so two pretty good teams. Reading are quite a bit of points behind us, but Middlesbrough are just right up there competing as well for an automatic promotion spot, so it's definitely going to be a tough game. Played 4 games since I last joined you. We last were here for Sheffield United and Charlton. We then played Portsmouth, and we played, all the 4 games, we only won by 1 goal, so it's not been super convincing, but beat Portsmouth 1-0, Kai Watkins-Jones with the goal, played pretty well, everyone on a 7 or better, so the team played well, we just couldn't find a second goal. Then played Hull City, we beat them 2-1, Kai again, and Alexander Douglas with goals. Miniconi got injured in this game because he seems to always be injured. We didn't play quite as well, we were able to get our second goal, but we played a little bit worse defensively, obviously, and conceded a goal, but we played alright. We then played Cardiff, beat them 1-0, a little bit of rotation for this game. Albarracin came in at center back. Quintero came in. Perez came in, mostly forced because of the Miniconi injury, but Zigrovic played in the midfield, so a little bit of rotation. Sal Quintero did miss a penalty, though, so it probably should have been 2-0, but we seem to be so horrifically bad at penalties. We miss more penalties than we take, I think. It's ridiculous. Then played Coventry and beat them 2-1. Alexander Douglas with a brace. So Kai Watkins-Jones has not been super great over the last 2 matches, 6.6 and then a 6.8, but I don't have any hope on camera, obviously, because he's not shown he can do it on camera, but he's usually been pretty good off the camera. He's had a couple poor games in a row, but he's been pretty good on the season still, so I can't, be too harsh on him. I might still be looking to improve on him going into next season, because I want someone more consistent. I think I'll need someone more consistent if we're going to do anything in the Premier League. So he might be losing his job, but I have a lot of other areas of the team I think need improving, so I might not be able to spend big to improve there. I might just have to buy a youngster with good potential. So Kai can definitely start the first season. He can get us mid-table in the Premier League, I think. So we'll be all right with him. For this game against Middlesbrough, though, let's do the opposition instructions. This is what we're going with. Ramon got a virus or something, so he's out. He could play, but I'm not going to risk him. Olaru got an injury. He's out for 12 days to 4 weeks, so that really stinks. He was in decent form. So Albarracin comes in at center back, and then Zigrovic and Diop play in the midfield. Celso had an injury too, but he's back fine. He wasn't a serious injury, so he's back on the bench. Lesniak is going to start. Alexander Douglas starts. Miniconi is back and starts. Kai obviously up top. Other than that, pretty much the normal lineup you'd expect. Albarracin's been really good, though, so I'm hoping he can be just as good at center back. He's mostly played right back. He obviously played 1 game at center back before, and he played pretty well in place of Paulo Sousa. But I'm hoping for another good game here today. Playing him as a central defender. I don't think he's really a ball player, so let's get into the game. See if we can do well against Middlesbrough. It's going to be really tough. I'm going to say this is a great opportunity to show all the pundits that have been right to back you up. Not that big of a response from it. Usually get a little bit more. Give them all the faith, though, and that seems to do pretty well. Let's go out there. Let's see if we can have a convincing victory for the first time in a while. I don't expect it to happen because Middlesbrough are the best team we've played in a while, but I'd like to see just a little bit more convincing play from our forwards. Obviously, Alexander Douglas is coming off of a brace, so he's in pretty good form. I'm hoping to see more of that today. Miniconi, he's been so-so. He's just been so injured, he can't really get into a groove. He can't get into any good form because he's never healthy enough to find that form. He gets injured, plays well, gets injured. Plays a little bit poorly, gets injured. Plays a little well, gets injured. As Hobbs is through on goal, and Hobbs scores far too easy. Just a ball down the channel, and Hobbs gets on the end of it. Goalkeeper's not able to get across quick enough, and Messalongas has the goal, has a shot in the back of his net after just 6 minutes. Just far too easy. Great timed pass, though. You can't really be too harsh on your team because that's just a perfectly timed through ball as the game kind of lags and looks kind of weird. But It was just a perfectly timed through ball to Hobbs, and keeper just was not quick enough getting across his box. They've had all the possession. They've been the much better team. They have the only shot of the game, and it went in the back of the net. So it's not been nearly good enough. We are at home, so we should be doing much better at home. Diop obviously has to start because of the injury to our other midfielder, and he's been absolutely horrific. He's such a bad player. I don't understand it. Like, he looks so good. He has like 18 vision and 17 passing, but he's just so bad. I'm trying him as a deep lying playmaker this game just to see. I have to find something that makes him play well. Deep lying playmakers never play well in this game, but maybe he does. I don't know. I've tried everything else, and he's been awful in every single other role, so I don't know what to do with him. As Douglas gets a chance through on goal, but that's a weird-looking tackle. It's going to go out for a corner. We've looked a little bit better these last 2-3 minutes, but still don't have anything to show for it on the scoreboard, which is where it matters. Diop again is going to get on the end of this ball. Probably play back to a center back, if not across to Lesniak. Finally plays it back to a center back, and that's going to be the end of the highlight. We have another highlight right immediately after, though. 20th minute. Sousa scores from the corner. One of his few goals he's gotten this season. His 4th goal of the season. He's not a prolific goal scorer by any means, but he can find the back of the net every now and then. I think this corner tactics is just so good. Even headers of the ball can win the header and score a few goals. We've had 2 shots so far in the last about 15 minutes. So, I mean, that's an improvement, but I want to see much better than that. We should be doing much better at home. We should have, I think, do they still have the possession? No, we've taken over possession, so we've clawed back into this game as we put a cross in. It goes as far as Diop, Miniconi to Zigrovic, and we are back in front. We are in front after 30 minutes, 2 quick fire goals, and we are back in this game. That's more like what I've been looking for. Just being clinical in front of goal. The ball gets headed away, but Diop gets it back. Miniconi, a nice ball to Zigrovic, and he puts it right in the back of the net. Low to the keeper's left-hand side, right underneath him. He can't get down to it. And we go 2-1 up with 3 shots. Both teams have been very clinical so far this game. They have 1 shot and it's gone in. We've had 3 shots on target and scored 2 of them. This is the clinical touch I've wanted to see from this team for a long time because they haven't really shown it this season. They've scored quite a few goals. I think they're still leading the league in goals, but they should have scored so many more. So many more. They've had so many great opportunities. I'm pretty sure we also lead the league in clear-cut chances created. So we're creating all the chances. We're just not putting them away at quite a good enough clip. So Walken Jones is on the ball. He gets taken down, but it's supposedly clean. We're going to win the header, though. Albarracin wins it to Veridiano, to Lesniak, into Diop. Veridiano with the ball, putting it in for Alexander Douglas down the line. Douglas looking to cross the end. He puts it back to Veridiano, who puts in the cross, but Zigrovic gets blocked. Back to Veridiano, back to Lesniak. Pretty good play here from us. Getting the balls into the box, but getting the second balls as well, which is nice. Zigrovic with the ball into Alexander Douglas. Turns and swivels and hits a shot on target. But McMillan is easy enough for the save. Hit right at him, so that wasn't too difficult for him. We have another corner here. We've already scored from one, but we're not going to score from the second one. Alexander Douglas, though, gets the second ball. We've been just destroying them in the last 5 minutes. Just winning every second ball. Just giving non-stop pressure to their goal. And we have the lead to show for it. It's not convincing, but it's a lead. They've had 1 shot and they've scored it. 0.2 XG. I'm going to say I'm not happy, though, because it's not been good enough. We need to be better in front of goal. We need to be better defensively. We can't let them score that easily. I think Messalongas has to do better there for our first goal, or for the first goal we conceded, because he's just not quick enough getting across his box. He should be quicker. He should be reacting quicker. And he's just a little sluggish to get to the ball. And defender, I can't really blame him because it's just such a perfectly timed ball. Like, when they have perfectly timed through balls like that, there's not a whole lot you can do as a defender. You just have to hold up your hands and say bravo, because, yeah, there's not much you can do if they perfectly time it to match the run of the striker. I would hope for one of those from us, though, as Hobbs kind of looked offside there, but we get the ball. Veridiano with the ball over the top to Miniconi. Long switch of play. Miniconi's going to run up the defense. He's going to get some space. Gonna look for the cross in to Zigrovic, but he heads it over. Zigrovic is such a good player. I don't understand because he's so angry. Like, he has been absolutely furious this entire season. He's never gone below, like, horrible morale. And yet he's played the best of any player on the team. He's been the best player on this team this season. Yet he has the worst morale of any player on the team this season. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Imagine him with good morale. He'd be dominating. As get a nice block on Hobbs there. Who was that? 6 or 5? Or I can't tell. Couldn't click who it was. Maybe it wasn't Malkin Jones. I think it was 5. No, I can't click him. Let me click him. I don't know who it was. Who's 5? Arias. I think that was Arias with the block. Either Arias or Lesniak. It was either 5 or 6. They have another highlight here in the 74th minute. We get it headed away, though. We've been very good defensively from corners, even though we don't have the tallest players, really. I mean, Kai's decently tall. Lesniak's decently tall. Most of our defensive midfielders, except for Celso Malheiros, are pretty tall. Malheiros is really short. So we're going to get a free kick. And that is a red card for a two-footed lunge, apparently. I didn't see it, but apparently that was a two-footed lunge, and they are down a man now. We need to make some subs. Lesniak is on a yellow. He's not played well. He's a little bit tired. I'll bring in Malheiros. I want to make a second sub here, too. I think I'm taking off Watkins Jones because he's just not done it today. Like, Minicone's been the second best player on the pitch, so I don't really want to take him off. Especially when it's only a 1-goal advantage. Alexander Douglas has been really good last game, so I'm going to take off Watkins Jones, bring in Balo, see if he can do something. He uses, bundles of pace to provide an edge in this game. The time is ticking away. We've had all the possession this second half, or all the chances this second half. Gonna waste time, and I guess I'll bring on somebody for Diop. Bring on Parfait, and Gabo. That'll be my last sub. Hopefully we can just see this game out. We've been the better team. We deserve the win. We deserve to have more than 2 goals. We had, 17 shots? We are so bad in front of goal. It's unbelievable how many chances we create to how little we score. We should be scoring like 5 goals a game. Like, realistically, we should be scoring about 5 goals a game with the chances we create, but we only score 2 or 1. 18 shots, 8 on target, 2 goals. I mean, that does match our XG. We only had 2 XG, but we're just not good enough with our chances. I think the chances they're getting are decent. Honestly, apparently not since it's only 2 XG, but I feel like the chances they're getting are decent. If they're told to work the ball into the box, so if they shouldn't be taking many long shots. Let's look at analytical data. Can we see how many long shots they took? Shots. Most of them are inside the box. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long shots out of 18 shots. So that's 12 shots inside the box. If we look at shots that aren't goals and shots that weren't saved, most of them are just shot off target from inside the box. I guess 3 of them. But we're not... 3 blocked inside the box, 3 blocked from outside the box. Look at just saved. He's saving a lot. You got to give it to the goalkeeper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots that are basically in the box or right in the edge of the box. All that he saved. What did he get a rating for this game? 7.0. It feels like he deserves more than that with 6 saved shots from like that. 6 saved shots on target. Obviously, it makes sense for 6 shots on target that weren't goals. So that makes sense. Usually they count shots on target that are blocked as shots on target as well. So all 6 shots that were on target were blocked that didn't go in the back of the net. That's kind of annoying. I'm going to say good win, though, because Middlesbrough are a good team. They're still a good result. Any win against a team that's 3rd in the league is a good result. Looks like Stoke played, and they must have drawn. Let's see. Where's Stoke? Stoke. They drew 1-1 with Coventry, who are 17th. So that's a pretty bad result for Stoke. So we go 15 points clear with 8 games left. Stoke secure a playoff spot with that draw. Zigrovic shines. 1 goal and an assist. Superb. We win 5 straight. We've have like 17 or 18 unbeaten in a row, I think. So we've been doing well, just not convincing. I'll see you for the next game against Reading. They are 7th in the league still, so it's not going to be a cakewalk, but I think we should be a little bit better than we were against Middlesbrough. We are back on the day of the Reading match, and we did have our youth intake before the last game. We had one player worth signing, and he's pretty bad. Zach Banks is the literal best player from the youth intake. He is 4.5 gray stars with 3-star potential, and he is by far the best player in the youth intake. I'll show you the rest of it. Look at this. Look at that youth intake. That is horrific. 4 2.5-star players. The rest are 2-star or below. 1 3-star player in the entire youth intake. Apparently Lewis Masters is the best prospect, but he has 2-star potential. I mean, he's okay for right now. He'd be good for like a Vanarama National League North side, but yeah, he's not very good. He doesn't have any potential. That is one of the worst youth intakes I've ever seen for a Premier League caliber squad. That is just absolutely horrific. So that's no good. We are playing Reading today, though, and apparently we lost to them last time we played them. We lost 1-0, so we need to kind of get some revenge on that. They scored a penalty in the 18th minute. Miniconi got injured in that game. McCall played and was awful. Watkins Jones did nothing. Michael Anderson started that game, so should be a little bit better left back this game. This is the lineup I'm going with. Diop is a little bit tired, so I brought Lesniak into the center of midfield and put Zigovic over as the advanced playmaker. Celso comes in. Actually, the one Ferreira is going to come in. I trust Ferreira a little bit more. Ferreira's going to come in for Lesniak. And then Peter McCall comes in because Miniconi's a little bit tired, so I trust McCall. He's been okay this season. Miniconi hasn't been anything special the last couple games. So I'll bring in McCall. If he struggles, I can bring in Miniconi if I need to. And also bring in Diop, even though Diop's done absolutely nothing this season. I'm probably going to sell him next season just because I can get a crap ton of money for him and he's no good. Watch him get like 7.5 ratings in his new team, but he can't play for this team. He looks so good. He's got so many good ratings. Technique, first touch, passing, vision, work rate, decisions, anticipation, balance. He looks amazing, but he plays like absolute garbage. That's our starting lineup, so let's just get into it and see if we can beat Reading. See if we can be a little bit more convincing than we've been recently. I'm going to say we owe Reading after what happened in our last match. Go out there and get revenge. We don't get to say that very often, so every time we get to say it, I'm going to take advantage of it. I have faith. They're one of, only 2 teams that have beat us this season in the league? I think we lost twice. I think that's the case. We have the ball here they have the ball here with the 7th minute, but we get the ball back. Ball out to Zigovic, hoping he can be just take over this game. Him and Alexander Douglas probably have been our 2 best players on the season. Kai's up there too, but he's just so inconsistent. I can't really have him among the best players. Alexander Douglas seems to be better a little bit more frequently. So he finds a ball through to Kai, and Kai scores on camera. Kai scores a goal with his foot on camera. I didn't think it was going to happen, but he did it. Kai Watkins-Jones scores in about 7.5 minutes. Alexander Douglas with the assist just runs at the defense, finds a nice through ball. Kai with his weak left foot finds a spot at the bottom left hand of the corner of the net, and he gets it past the keeper. We are 1-0 up from our only shot of the game so far. I'll take clinical like that. That's what I've been asking for. Be clinical like that. Score 1 shot, 1 goal. That's what I like to see. Veridiano's going to come with the ball here in a lot of space. Puts in the cross. Watkins-Jones heads it down for Lesniak, who hits it far over. I was hoping Kai would bring it down and go for goal there. He had a lot of space to work in, but he tries to head it backwards, and Lesniak is not the best in terms of shooting. We've had 4 shots by now, but we've only put the 1 that we scored on target. So not great, but Alexander Douglas with another chance running down this right-hand side. He's supposed to be cutting in because he is an inverted winger, but he finally does. Puts it across for Mikal. Peter Mikal scores to put us 2-0 up after 28 minutes. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. This is what I've been asking for. Being clinical in front of goal. Scoring your shots on target. I mean, I'd prefer to have more of our shots being on target. We have 5 shots, 2 of them are on target. I'd prefer a little bit more than that. I'd prefer at least half of our shots to be on target. If not, 66% or whatever. But we've got 2 goals. I can't really complain about that. 0.71 XG, so we probably don't deserve them, but we've been clinical, which is what we need against better teams. And Reading are a good team. They obviously beat us last time, so we kind of need a little bit of revenge here. And it looks like we're going to get it, unless we completely throw away the second half. But we've looked good defensively as Alexander Douglas has another chance, and he finds the goal. The 3rd shot on target, the 3rd goal. What has happened to this team that's made them clinical again? I don't know. I don't know what's changed, but they suddenly know how to find the back of the net with consistency. And that is something great to see. A nice ball to Alexander Douglas from Zigrovic. Zigrovic is just the man. He's so good. I don't know if he's my favorite player just because he's so angry at the club, and that's kind of annoying to me, but he's definitely our best player. I think Paulo Sousa is probably my favorite player just because I bought him in. He's kind of one of my signings. I can feel a little bit more in touch with him because I brought him into the club. I mean, same with Walken Jones, but Walken Jones is frustrating and annoying, so not as much him. Paulo Sousa seems to be good about every single time he plays. Rarely has a bad game. But what's more important is we are up 3-0. I'm delighted with your performance so far. Keep it up. Absolutely delighted. The defense supposedly hasn't played well. None of them over a 6.8, but they don't have a goal. They have 1 shot. Apparently, I think they played pretty dang well. Our attack has obviously been great. Scored all 3 shots on target. They're looking to build up an attack here. Lesniak, not Lesniak. Lesniak has the ball. Back to Althaus. Looking for their striker, but we win the ball. Sousa heads it back to the goalkeeper. Calm and comfortable. He's so good. Sousa is so good. He's definitely our best center back. Ramon's pretty good too, but I think Sousa's better. So Alexander Douglas again is running with the ball. It might have a shot. Finally have a shot on target that isn't a goal. Uriarte makes the save. We have 5 shots on target now, so 2 shots on target that haven't been goals. We have over half our shots on target that we've had. I mean, this is what I've been asking for, and they're actually producing it this game. Give Zigrovic a break. I don't really want to bring on... I'm going to bring Ferreira up. I don't really want to... I don't know how I'm going to do this. I guess play Ferreira as a centerman on attack. Bring in Celso. And bring in Saul Quintero. He's a little bit better at the right inverted winger position now. He's learned it a little bit, so he's not... no stars there anymore. So that's good to see, but I don't know if he's going to be our long-term option at right inverted winger. He's worth a lot of money, and I haven't seen anything from him that makes me want to keep him. He's not done anything all season, really. He's had a couple decent games, but the one game in which he did score a penalty recently, he missed, or one game where he did score a goal recently, he missed the penalty. So with all the good comes the bad, and so I'm not totally sold on him. He's 29 as well, so I'd like to get someone in a little bit younger. I don't think I need a starting caliber player, but as they look like they're trying to score their first goal, but the attacker puts it wide. That was a pretty easy shot. He was through on goal, had an easy lane to shoot it through, and he misses, so that's good. Looks like Lesniak's a little bit tired. I'll bring Luan Ferreira over to box and bring on Diop. He's a little bit tired, but I'm playing him as a deep line playmaker again. See if he does anything in this game. His attributes are perfectly suited for a deep line playmaker. Just deep line playmakers never get good ratings, so I don't know what to say. He's not going to have enough time in this game to really do anything, but it looks like Stoke might have lost because we are 18 points clear now. We have almost secured the title already. I'm going to say I'm very happy with the result and the way you played. Great game from pretty much everyone. Yeah, we're 18 points clear. Stoke must have lost. They lost to... Where's Stoke? Lost to Cardiff. 1-0. Middlesbrough, I must have lost as well. Did Middlesbrough lose? They lost, or they drew with Fulham. So we go 18 points clear at the top with, 7 games left? I think there's only 7 games left. Yeah, our youth candidates are awful. We're not signing any of those players. Douglas on form, 2 assists and a goal. Superb with the number and quality of your chances created. Leganes boss Quaresma, not the Quaresma, wants Ramon, and I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, if he's not valued very highly, so I don't think I'm going to be selling Ramon. He is 30, but he's only valued at $16 million, which is surprisingly low for how good of a player he is. comparatively, 29-year-old Saul Quintero is valued at, well, I guess he's only valued at 27.5. I thought he was valued at more than that. I was thinking he valued near 50 million, but no, he's only 27.5. So maybe I won't be selling him because he's a fine backup. And Alexander Douglas is a perfect starter. He's one of the best players at the club, if not the best player at the club, based on his attributes. I mean, Diop's probably better in terms of attributes, but Diop doesn't perform on the pitch, so Alexander Douglas is probably the better player overall. I think he's got a higher star rating. Diop's dropped down to a 3.5, but I just don't understand how this guy's bad. I don't understand it. His attributes look so good. And he doesn't enjoy big matches, but he's not inconsistent. He's a smart player, fairly determined, quality positioning and decisions, international. Maybe it's his big matches, but he seems to not perform in any match. It doesn't have to be a big match. We should have 7 games to go. We have 7 games to go, so I think Sunderland will have a chance to win the league, who are 6th, so that's not going to be easy. Actually, no, with Bristol City, we have a chance to win the league. If we win that game, there's 6 games to go, and we are 18 points clear. I mean, technically, if Stoke win and we win, we won't have technically won the league because goal difference, we basically won the league because we have much better goal difference, but they're only 18 points behind, so they can technically draw with us, but with our goal difference, I don't think that's going to happen. So we can technically win it with Bristol City, but I think we can definitely win it in Sunderland. So I don't know whether to come back for Bristol City, because hope Stoke loses. Who does Stoke have? They have a bad team. I'm not going to come back for that game. They have Middlesbrough, so they have a very good team. 3rd in the table. Clash between 2nd and 3rd. So I guess I'll bring back for the next game, Bristol City. Bristol City and Sunderland be our chance to win the league. Hopefully we should be able to beat Bristol City. They're 22nd in the league. And then hopefully we can beat Sunderland and win the league right then and there. If we didn't technically win it through the Bristol City match, if Stoke don't lose. So I guess I'll see you next time for Bristol City and Sunderland. I usually like to advance a little bit, but I want to come back for us winning the league. So that's where I'll be back. If you've made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.